Hello, everyone. Welcome to 10 Minutes Astrology Podcast. Last week, we started a new podcast to offer you an easy way to learn astrology from scratch. 10 Minutes Astrology aimed to the beginner, and you don't need to know anything about astrology. I'm Rod Chang, professional astrologer and the co-founder of Academy of Astrology.
I am Pablo Lopez, diploma holder of the Faculty of Astrological Studies, and I'm also a psychologist.
So, last week, we talked about the sun. So today we're going to talk about something people are also quite familiar with. They call it a rising sign, but most astrologer we call it ascendant, which means rising. So Alejo,
true, yeah.
Yeah, Alejo. So what is ascendant and what is a rising sign?
Well, I think the name says it all actually, because if you think about it, we need to try to think about the Earth. So we think about the idea that we are on the Earth and we have a horizon around us, right? Yeah. So we're on the land and we see the horizon around us. And if we have a compass, we know where the east is, right? So, the sun is rising from the east. And the same way that the sun rises there, the zodiac signs will also rise there. So when you say your rising sign or your ascendant, what you're saying is that sign is ascending, it's rising in the moment that you are being born. So that's your rising sign. That's what we call it that. Yes.
So when a sign rising, what does that mean in astrology chart? Like a sun, last week we talked about it. The sun we say is something important for us or something we shine for, we are proud of. But what does ascendant mean?
Well, I think different astrologers may have different ideas sometimes, but in general, if it's rising, the east is where the sun rises. So it's when the day begins, actually. So I think the rising sign is also something that's beginning. It's usually your life is beginning. So it's the
beginning of a day
of your life.
Yeah.
Sorry?
The beginning of a day when the sun rises.
Exactly. When the sun rises, the beginning of the day, and when your rising sign is rising, it's the beginning of your life. So I think it represents how you started life. So how you start things in general. And
I think it's quite interesting because this idea about the beginning make me think about in Egypt mythology. They think about when the sun sets in the west horizon is the sun die in the west horizon into the underworld, and then when sun rise again, it alive again. So the older and in that time in the ancient Egypt, all the stars, constellation, and planet rising from the east horizon, it's become a symbol of they come out from underworld, they rebirth.
Yeah.
So that is idea about, I think, some astrologer talking about the birth with the ascendant, in the chart. If you look at the chart episode, we will show people the chart, astrology chart, and that usually on the left-hand side, the line on the left-hand side, symbol about the horizon. And the ascendant is that part of a horizon, and the ecliptic zodiac rising up. And that is the meaning about come out of the world.
Yeah. And I mean, if it's how you come out to the world, it's how you start life, I think it also represents your approach to life, what you think life is about. Like different people have different ideas of what life is about and how to face life, how to face the challenges that life offers. And I think you can read that in the ascendant.
Yeah, that is quite important because it's how you see the world, then how you act. That is the very important meaning. Suppose okay, if I see the world as a dangerous place, then I maybe want to protect myself, or I want to hide myself. And that is how ascendant tell us in the professional astrology. But also another thing, with all the astrology believe in different things. Not every astrologer believe the same thing, but some astrology believe in the so-called reincarnation. the moment our soul connect with our physical body. And we describe that as the birth moment, and also the ascendant has the meaning of how we come to this world, our idea of the world, and our idea of ourself, and the meaning of a reincarnation from that ascendant point is why I'm here.
Right. Yes,
yeah.
Exactly.
And I like that because some my astrology teacher usually ask you questions, say, why are you here? When you talk about astrology, yes.
And also sometimes clients ask you, they want to know why I'm here.
Yes. Oh, that's quite important. So like from Ascendant, we have all this kind of meaning about our approach to the life, how we approach the life, and how we see the world and how we act according it. And also it's about you say a beginning point.
Yes.
The beginning point, everything beginning. And I think that's more or less covered the basic thing about Ascendant, right?
Yes, especially for modern astrology. For traditional astrology, some people use it with other meanings.
Yeah. Oh yes, I remember it used to be when I read William Lilly's in the Horary or something, they would describe the physical appearance with the ascendant. Suppose I don't know. I remember one thing is quite interesting about it. Talk about the Pisces ascendant. The head shape is weird. I don't know what does that mean.
But it could be very categorical sometimes.
Yeah, I know. But usually, I think we can we usually want how people see us, so we'll present ourselves. So I think we can tell the secret, but in the podcast, people couldn't see us. But if you look on the YouTube, you will see us
you can see.
Yeah, our clothes are fit into our ascendant.
Exactly, to see if you can guess which one is your ascendant.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's also I always like to use this example. If you are in a room and somebody goes in, the first thing you notice of that person is the rising sign, because it's how they start things. So it's how they entered life, how they enter a room. That's the ascendant.
So that is quite interesting. To be honest, I don't want to off track too much, but you remember when we were beginner, we like to ask people, guess my sign.
Yes.
Yeah, but that is a little bit more if you judge people by their judge someone by their appearance or your first impression, you are more or less get their ascendant rather than get their sun sign, I think.
Totally, yes.
I don't like that game. I really, every time when people ask me that, I would just no, I refuse to play. That is not professional. Anyway, but that's a little bit, tidy up a little bit because so the major theme about Ascendant is our approach to life, and is our ancient astrology believe that's our physical appearance, but it's how we see the world and how we behave according to the world. And Alejo, you say they enter the room, the first impression of people.
Yeah, so for instance,
please. Yeah.
Like a Scorpio rising will enter a room in a quiet, magnetic mode, and everybody will notice that they're there, but they're going to be invisible at the same time. They you kind of attract attention, but at the same time, maybe you're a bit fearful of that. Instead, Leo rising would enter a room and it's like, hello, I'm here, everybody, were you waiting for me? Fast starting, something like that. Yeah.
Exactly. So here is a little bit of homework or a little bit exercise we can do after today's episode. You will think about yourself what is my ascending? What is my ascendant, or what is my rising sign, and how I enter the room, how I want other people see me. Their first impression of me, or you maybe know your friend's ascendant. So remember, what's your first impression of them? What's your first impression of them? So, and don't forget, you can guess our ascendant? Alejo wear like that and I wear like this. What is our ascendant? Maybe you can contact us. So this is our 10 minutes astrology. Thank you for listening. This week we're talking about the ascendant in the chart. If you have any question, please send feedback to us on the message on the, at AOA UK on Telegram, or you can email us on aoainquiry@gmail.com. You can also find me on Instagram at AOAUKROD, or you can find Alejo on his Instagram, Liminal Cosmos.
Right, good.
Okay, so next week we're going to talk about
the moon.
The moon. Okay, la lune, Luna. Okay, stay in tune. Bye bye.
Bye bye.